particularly talking about widows is because they are the ones passing through this injustice. It is always believed that whenever a man dies, it is the wife that killed the man. That is our mentality. As Africans, that is our mentality. Whenever a man dies, it is the wife that killed the man. Well, I know that there are sometimes the death of the man can come as a result of the woman's behavior, but most of the times these women are innocent. But because they do not have anybody to speak for them, and the society always points accusing fingers at them, they pass through this injustice. So many of them will be thrown out of their matrimonial home, that house they are living with, together with their husband and children. They will be thrown out of that house, and all the properties taken, even the bank account seized. Everything belonging to the man will be seized. The woman will have nothing left for her. Sometimes, some of them will have their children forcefully taken away from them. That is wickedness to the highest level. So if you're a woman who is very sure that she's innocent, you don't have a hand in whatever that led to your husband's death, but you are being maltreated by your husband's family, and you do not have anybody to speak for you. Or maybe you have done whatever you can do as a human being to get back whatever that belongs to you and your husband, but it is still not working. You are welcome here, because I'm going to teach you what you need to do, as long as you know you are innocent. Then if you are a man who is passing through this injustice, let's use land as an example. You manage to save up some money, and then you acquire a land, not knowing that the land is having issues. And before you know it, the land will be taken away from you forcefully, will be given to another person, maybe to the highest bidder. They don't want to give you your money back. They don't want to give you your land back. And before you know it, they start threatening you. And then you have no choice but to leave the land for them. You are welcome here. I'm going to teach you what you need to do. If you are someone who is into business or you are working, and in your place of work, you are being accused of something you know nothing of, that resulted into you being sacked. You've been sacked from your place of work, and you don't have any other thing doing, and you have many mouths to feed, and you know you are innocent. You don't have any hand in whatever it is you are being accused of. You are welcome here. I'm going to teach you what you need to do. In this spiritual exercise, the most important thing is for you to be innocent. Please, you must be innocent. Let it not be that somehow, somewhere, you are found guilty. Let it not be that you are found guilty somehow, somewhere. You have to be innocent all round. All round. And I'm equally going to say this. If you have a member of your family who is married, but the person is kind of between life and death, that is, in the person's home, in the person's matrimonial home, whether he is a man or a woman, but his life is at stake in the hands of his or her spouse, you are fully aware that the spouse is using diabolical powers against that your brother or that your sister. And there is no way for you to, bring out your brother or bring out your sister from that marriage. Because I don't believe in people dying in the hands of their spouse. I don't believe in that nonsense. I don't believe in that nonsense. As a man, as a woman, you grew up in your home with your parents and your siblings. Nobody thought of harming you. And then you got married, and all of a sudden, your spouse turns out to be the demon in your life. Your spouse will go out of his or her own way in order to bring you down, in order to take away your life. I don't believe in that nonsense. Instead of you to die, please, I will advise you to walk away. But whereby you cannot walk away, Please, the family of such people, I want you to pay attention. I'm going to teach you what to do so that your sibling, your brother, your sister will not die in that marriage. Instead of your brother or your sister to die in that marriage, let that spouse that is posing as a threat to your brother or your sister walk away from his or her life. So if you know of anybody, any set of people who are passing through all these things that I just mentioned, please share this live stream. I want them to join us. Let them join us and hear what they have to do. Everything is not all about shouting. Everything, even if you cry, crying doesn't solve any problem. Rather, it will only result into ill health. If you have done all you need to do and it's not working, yes, I know you will pray. Pray. Table the matter to God. But then, instead of trying to, maybe because you have prayed for a very long time and you didn't get solution to the problem, and you want to use diabolical powers to solve the problem, I am not advising you to use that, please. If you ever try to use diabolical powers to solve the problem, you will solve it for that meantime, but after it will still backfire. It will come after you. That diabolical power must surely come after you. It is just like sending the devil on an errand. The devil will run that errand for you, but will still come back to you. And you don't know the result the devil is coming back to give you. So it is better you do not involve the use of diabolical powers. You are going to make use of nature now. Allow nature to handle that problem for you. Allow nature to do that work for you. That which the diabolical power will do, allow nature to do it. As long as you are innocent, I am still maintaining this. As long as you are innocent, check yourself very well of all the accusations that they are leveling against you. If you notice that there is somewhere along the line that you are guilty, never you practice this that I'm going to teach. Never you practice this, because it will surely backfire against you. I am talking to the innocent ones. Now, this is what I want you to do. You will have to go into prayer. That is what this thing is all about, but you're going to use nature. And this time around, the nature we are talking about is you are going to use sand. But it's not like the normal way you know in using sand to pray. I will advise you to go into prayers. And what I want you to do is, I would like you to get a little bag, like a polythene bag. Get a polythene bag and pour sand into it, enough quantity of sand. You pour sand into it. You are going to pray with this sand for 7 days. 7 days. That is what you are going to do. You are going to pray with this sand for 7 days. For each of the time that you are going to pray with this sand, you are going to bring that sand outside. But it's going to be in a polythene bag, and you open the bag. And then you are going to read psalms upon this sand. Before you read the psalm, you are going to narrate everything you are passing through. You are going to narrate it. Say it out to the hearing of nature. Let nature hear your voice. Let nature hear you speak. Let it come out from your own mouth what has happened. And then after saying that, I will want you to read Psalm 35 and Psalm 109. We don't all advise people to read Psalm 109 except on cases like this, on critical cases that can, if care is not taken, that innocent one can lose his or her life. That is when we start making use of Psalm 109. It's a very dangerous psalm. It's not a psalm that you can use just because you quarrel with your friend. No. Whenever you notice that if care is not taken, your life can go down, or the life of your brother or sister can go down, that is when we make use of Psalm 109. You are going to read this Psalm 109 and Psalm 35. Psalm 35 as you are praying. After reading that psalm, now I will want you to talk to the sand. You are going to talk to sand like you are talking to a human being. But remember, never you beg the sand. Don't beg the sand to carry out that spiritual exercise for you. You are going to command the sand as you are talking to the sand. Don't forget this. You are going to command the sand as you are talking to that sand. And after talking to the sand, I will want you to get anointing oil. You are going to add a drop of oil on top of that sand. If you know what you want to pray, pray it. If you know what you want the sand to do for you, say it. If you want the sand to spare the person but get back what belongs to you, say it. If you are sure that the person wants to take you down and you want the sand to take the person down, say it. This is what you are going to do. You are going to say this prayer for 7 days. For 7 days. And it's not going to be morning prayer. It's not going to be night prayer. It's going to be an afternoon prayer by 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So you have to sacrifice that time. You must sacrifice that time. It's going to be by 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And then on the 7th day, for each day that you prayed with this sand, after your prayers, please, I want you to tie that polythene bag. Tie it and keep it somewhere that nobody will ever touch that bag. That bag is now containing so many things inside it. All those things you have prayed, all those things you have said, all the spiritual work you want the sand to do for you, they are all inside that bag. So you are going to tie the bag and keep it at a safe place where nobody will touch it. For each day that you will pray, you bring out the bag, you open it so that you'll be seeing the sand. And you will repeat this process till the 7th day. And on the 7th day, after praying with the sand by that 12 o'clock in the afternoon, you are still going to tie it, keep it at a place, and you wait until 7 o'clock in the night. That is the time you are going to discard this sand. By 7 o'clock in the night, make sure that that sand doesn't sleep in your house until the next day. After that 7 days, on the 7th day, you are going to discard this sand on the 7th day. Never you forget to discard this sand. You must discard it on the 7th day. Now, you are going to discard it by 7 o'clock in the night. By that time, I will want you to take the sand outside, away, totally away from your home, away from you. And when you get to wherever you want to discard the sand, you are going to open the polythene bag and you make your final declaration and command the sand that as you are pouring it on the floor, let that sand rise and go after whoever or whatever that you have commanded the sand to do for you. And then you pour that sand away and you throw the polythene bag away. You're not supposed to come back with that polythene bag. This is all you need to do. Remember, you must be innocent. And make sure that the person you are accusing is actually guilty. If you are not so sure, please don't do this. If you are not so sure of the person you are accusing, don't try to do this, because it will backfire. If you are somehow guilty of any accusation, don't try to do this. It will backfire. Now, I want to tell you the experience which you may experience. You may experience this, I don't know. But I want you to listen in case it happens. When you discard the sand, when you pour the sand away, as you turn back to leave, I don't want you to look back. Because when people discard this sand, this is what I have experienced so far. Whenever I discard the sand, as I pour the sand on the floor, the forces from that sand can push you down. The forces coming out from that sand can push you down if care is not taken. So when you feel that force, like you feel a force, that pushes you around, it is not anything bad. It is the powers in that sand that are now going out to carry out your mission. I'm saying this should in case you experience this. In case you experience this, don't think that there is something bad about to happen to you. No. Just know that the forces from the sand are leaving the earth. They are leaving the surface of the earth to carry out your mission. But whereby you don't experience this, it is still no problem. This is what you need to do. remember, when you turn to go back, don't look back. When you turn to go back to your house, never you look back. I want to tell you, whenever we perform a spiritual exercise like this, there is always a temptation. Yes, I have encountered this temptation several times. As you pour the sand away and turn to leave, you will notice that someone will be coming behind you. That's, definitely ordinary human being. Sometimes it can even someone who knows you. And the person will start calling you. Don't answer. Don't look back. If you try to look back, everything that you have prayed will come back to you. Everything you have said while you are praying will come back to you. So as you are going and you hear someone calling you, someone you know too well, no matter who the person is, maintain where you are. Never you look back. Just keep on going straight until you go out away from that vicinity. Away from that vicinity. This is what you are supposed to do. And when the results starts coming, even if they go to the highest native doctor, they will not know where the problem is coming from, because surely it works. And for those who are accusing you, for those who have seized your property, for those who are trying to take away your sibling's life, they must surely get that result. Everything that you have prayed so far will fall upon them. If they like, let them go to the highest native, let them go to the sea in search of what is wrong with them. They will never see anything except nature. They will only see nature attacking them. That is why I always advise people, never you use diabolical powers to solve your problem. Never you use diabolical powers. Because as you use diabolical powers, you are sending the devil on an errand. The devil will go for that errand for you and will still bring you the results back. And the results can still backfire against you. Whether you are guilty or you are not guilty, it will still come back to you. So instead of using diabolical powers to solve your problem, you use both prayer and nature. Let nature do that work that the diabolical powers can do. Let nature do the work that an ordinary human being can do. And no matter where they go in search of what is actually wrong, they will only see nature, no matter the place. No matter the place, they will only see nature against them. So this is what you are supposed to do for those widows who are passing through nonsense in the hands of their husband's people. Your house has been taken away from you. You have been thrown out of the house. Some of you, your children, have been taken away from you. Your husband's account has been seized. You don't have access to anything that belongs to your husband. If you know that you are not guilty of the death of the man, you don't have a hand in the death of the man. It's just that they do not like you. And you still wish to regain all these things that they have taken away from you, then you are going to do this. Unless you know you are no longer interested at all, then there's no point doing this. You forget it. And if you are a man whose land has been taken away from him forcefully, because you do not have anybody to speak for you, you don't have connection, you don't even have the money to gather people to fight for you, instead of thinking that can result into high blood pressure and to take away your life, do this. As long as you know that that land belongs to you, as long as you know that the land belongs to you, but they want to take it away from you because you are a nobody, let's put it this way, because you are a nobody, then you do this. Or you are being sacked from your place of work for no reason. You didn't do anything. You are being accused of a crime you didn't commit. You are totally innocent, but you've been sacked. If you still have interest, if you want those people who are behind it, assuming like you are very sure that someone is actually behind everything, and then they manipulated those at the head, and you are being sacked. If you know those people, and you want the punishment upon them, you do this. This is the reason why we are called. There are so many people who are passing through hell. All they do is to cry. They cry, they lament. Crying doesn't solve any problem. Lamentation doesn't solve any problem. It's either you take action or you forget it. There is no point crying all the time. Because if you keep on crying all the time, before you know it, you equally lose your life. If you do not want to lose your life, forget about crying, forget about lamentation. Go into action. Go into action using nature. Don't try to use diabolical powers. Don't go anywhere to ask for powers that you will use to harm your fellow human being. Don't do that. Use nature. Call on nature. Command nature to work for you. Nature will do that. Because nature knows the guilty and the innocent. Nature knows the guilty and the innocent. We see nature as nothing because the trees are just standing still, except when the breeze is blowing. The breeze is blowing for us to be breathing in fresh air. The land, of course, everybody walks on the land. To us, they are just there. They do not have powers. But that is where we are making mistakes. That is where we are making mistakes. They are there with the powers that God has given to them. And it is only those who are spiritually awake that can tell you how powerful nature is. They are the only ones that can tell you how powerful nature is. A normal human being doesn't know anything about nature, except that the nature is there for you. So this is what you need to do to get all those things which you have been deprived of. This is what you need to do. But if you don't want to do it, it is not by force. Assuming you are passing through all these things, but you have decided to leave everything like that, to forget about everything, there is no problem. It's not a crime. I know a lot of people who decided to live that way. They've decided to forget everything about, what has happened to them and forge ahead. But if you cannot forget it and you cannot leave it because it still pains you, you demand for justice. You demand for justice. Now I want you to use nature to get that justice. That is all you need to do. It will not cost you anything. The only thing it will cost you is your prayer and your uprightness. That is all that it will cost. Make sure that you are innocent. You have to be innocent. You must be innocent whenever you are dealing with nature. If you are guilty in any way and you do this spiritual exercise, surely it will not work, but it will still backfire against you. Yes, it's not going to work, but it will backfire against you. That is why I am saying that you must be innocent. You must be innocent. I know a lot of women, a lot of widows who are suffering, seriously suffering, because of the injustice they receive from their husband's family. And when you ask these people, they will tell you that the woman is preventing their brother from giving them something. Is that enough reason for you to treat the woman like a nobody? Is that enough reason? It's not enough. So instead of you suffering unnecessarily, I will want you to do this. Now I want to equally teach us. I think I've given this teaching before. I'm not really sure. But I know a lot of people, this time around, I'm not talking about injustice this time around. I'm talking about people who are suffering, but you actually don't know what is wrong with you. You don't know the cause of the problem. You have checked, and no one is behind it. No one is against you. No one is after your progress. You have checked. Your foundation is clean. You don't have any generational problem or intergenerational problem. You don't have it. The foundational issues. It doesn't run in your home, in your lineage. You have checked. You are not into diabolical powers. You don't make use of such things, but you are suffering. And then you have decided to leave where you are staying, to relocate for greener pastures. And you are still suffering. I want you to do this. You are equally going to do this with sand. You are still going to pray with sand. Now, this is what I want you to do. It doesn't matter when you relocated to where you have relocated. But for those who are about to relocate in search of greener pastures, wherever maybe you are just relocating from your state to another state, or from your country to another country, whether you are about to relocate or you have relocated a long time ago and you are facing difficulties in life, which is not your fault. Now I want you to do this. What you are going to do is you have to go outside and get sand. Get sand, a handful of sand. When you get that sand, you are going to pray with it. You are going to call that sand the name of the place where you find yourself. If it's another state, you call the sand the name of that state. If it's another community, you call the sand the name of that community. If it's another country, you call the sand the name of that country. And then you ask the land where you are standing to welcome you. Tell that land to welcome you. And then you ask that land, the sand that you have in your hand, to trace wherever you are coming from, to trace your hometown. Let the land trace your hometown. And then you mention your hometown. Mention where you are from. A native of this place. You mention it. Let that sand connect with the one in your hometown to free you, to set you free. That you found yourself in a different place, in a different land, for you to search for greener pastures. That you come in peace and that you deserve peace. And you ask the sand that you are holding in your hand to negotiate with the land where you are coming from so that your blessings will be released. No matter what is holding your blessings, let them negotiate so that your blessings will be released and get to you. Of course, you know what to say. You know if you are passing through difficulties, you know what to say. After that prayer, I will want you to return that sand exactly where you got it from. All these teachings are just so simple. They are just, when you look at them, they are so simple. Somebody will say, how will it work? How it will work is none of your business. Your business is let it work. That is your business. However it's going to work doesn't concern you anymore. When we do all these things using nature, you cannot see how it will work. If you are spiritually gifted and they want to carry out that teaching, that instructions that they have given to you, if you are spiritually gifted for you to communicate with nature, they can communicate with you to tell you their findings, whatever they are about to do or what they have already done. But whereby you are not gifted spiritually to understand this, all you need to do is to do it with your faith. Do it with your faith. That is all you need to do. And I want to tell us this. Whenever you are performing any spiritual exercise using nature, whether the land, the air, the water, the fire, please, the moment you are done with that spiritual exercise, just however you've been living your life, please, I want you to start living your life that normal way. Let it not be that you perform this spiritual exercise tonight, and then by tomorrow morning, you keep on hoping, waiting, looking forward to that miracle. Nature doesn't work that way. I want to tell us this. I don't know if you have ever experienced the way nature works. Nature is not magic, so it doesn't work like magic that you pray today and you get the answer tomorrow. That is not how nature works. Nature works with time and season. Nature works with time and season. Just like towards the December period now, the rainfall will stop and then we'll start experiencing harmattan. You don't expect the rain to start falling again because of you. It will not do that. Or now that we are still in the rainy season, you want the harmattan to just appear all of a sudden. It will not do that. They work with time and season. So whenever you pray with nature, whenever you command nature to do something for you, you relax. Just relax. Relax yourself. At the time that nature is supposed to do that, it is going to do it, and the result is always perfect. The result is always perfect. It doesn't mean that when you pray, now that we're in the rainy season, that then the answer will not be in Harmattan. No. The reason why I say that nature works with time and season is maybe you pray today, it rained today. Maybe, and the nature needs that it is not supposed to rain for nature to carry out that work. Nature will have to wait until when the rain stops, and then it will carry out the work. Or maybe you pray when it's not raining and it needs rain to work. It will have to wait until it rains. That is how nature works. So you don't expect immediate answer like magic. You don't expect immediate answer. Nature is not magic at all. Nature is just like a pregnant woman. When a woman is pregnant, you don't expect a woman who is 1 month pregnant to give birth immediately. No. The child will have to mature in the womb. And that's why it takes 9 months and some even 10 months before they give birth to your child, their children. That is how nature works. So when you perform this, you relax your mind, move about your normal business. When nature will work, you will no longer remember this prayer. When it starts working, you will no longer remember this prayer because it's going to work like a normal occurrence. There must be something that will trigger whatever will happen to start happening. And you won't even remember if it's the prayer that you prayed or if it's something else that is causing everything. That is how nature works. It must trigger something to make everything start happening. So for those, like I mentioned earlier, for widows who are passing through this injustice in the hands of their husband's family, for men who are treated like nobody, what belongs to you will be forcefully taken away from you because they think and believe that you are not a man, because you don't have connection, you don't have people, you don't have money to buy that connection and buy the people. You do this. For those who are sacked from their places of work, you are being deprived of the food you are eating. And a lot of workers are the breadwinners in their homes. So many people look up to them. So many people depend on them. No matter what their pay is, whatever they get, they will reach out to a lot of people. And all of a sudden, that breadwinner is being taken away forcefully from where he or she is working. And so many people will go hungry because there is no other person to help them. If you are in this shoe, I want you to do this. It's not a matter of crying all the time. Crying doesn't solve any problem. Lamentation doesn't solve any problem. Thinking and thinking and thinking and overthinking doesn't solve any problem. That is why so many people die untimely. Because they do not know what to do. You cannot go to the native doctor to get some charm to harm somebody because you are scared that the charm will backfire. And then you use nature. All you need to do is to command nature. Tell nature what to do, and nature will do it. Before nature carries out that work, nature will first of all check to see if the person is actually innocent or guilty. And nature will equally check you to see if you are telling the truth. If you are not telling the truth, nature will not move. But if you are telling the truth, nature will move and will work for you. And for those who are suffering, nobody is against you. There is no diabolical powers against you. Nobody pinned you anywhere. Nobody charmed you. But you are suffering. You don't have any spiritual issues. You don't have any foundational hindrances. But you are suffering for no reason. So many people will leave villages and travel to the city to see if they can lay their hands on 1 or 2 things. And for the past 2 years, for the past 3 years, you are still squatting with your friend. Your friend is the one feeding you. You can't contribute even to buy a single matchbox. You can't contribute. For you to go out, your friend will give you the transport money. If your friend doesn't cook, you will not eat. Meanwhile, those at home are hoping and believing that your relocation is going to bring them light in the family. But there is no headway. You are not seeing anything. You are equally suffering wherever you are. And you know that you don't have any spiritual problem. Because I know that most of the times, all these things, for those who are hardworking, but yet they are experiencing all these issues, most of the times it is a spiritual issue. But sometimes it is just that it's just a little problem. just a little problem that you need to handle and solve the whole thing. There are some times when you find your place in a different place. All you need to do is, some people do it unconsciously, but majority of us do not do it. But a lot of people do it unconsciously, and watch those people who do it and see how their lives move. Somebody can relocate and find himself in a different state or in a different country. The next thing the person will say is, I'm going to make it here. I'm going to succeed here. Before I leave this place, I'm going to be rich. Spoken words. They have spoken. Nature has heard them. Nature has picked everything that they have said, and nature will start working towards their utterances. And some people equally bring themselves down because of their mouth. You relocated to somewhere else because you know you are suffering. You are not doing anything, but you want to change your life, and you decided to relocate. And the moment you find yourself there, the first thing you will say is, I hope I make it. I hope I won't suffer here. I hope life will, I hope. You are not even sure. You are not sure. And that is why you see those people, they will still continue with their suffering, despite their relocation. Have you seen someone who relocated outside the country, and after so many years, the person will come back empty-handed? Empty-handed. Without anything. Didn't achieve anything. And you'll be asking yourself, for all these years that the person is living outside the country, what is he or she doing all these years? That means, is he or she not working? Or is he not or she not doing any business? And all these people cannot tell what is actually wrong with them. I always advise such people, you need to check yourself, first of all. You check your environment. You check your lifestyle. You check your spiritual background, where you are coming from. If there is no hand of any spirits in your life, then all you need to do is to talk to nature. That is all you need to do. And you mean it. You learn how to confess positively. Positive affirmations works like magic. Positive affirmation. Somebody can be trekking on a daily basis because you don't have money for a car. But whenever you ask the person will tell you, don't worry, my car is coming. Don't worry, my car is coming. I'm going to ride the biggest car. You see how nature will carry out that person's work because the person is affirming positively. Nature will carry out that work, and how that car will come, the person will not know. But so many of us dwell in negativity. We dwell in negativity. For each time you wake up from the bed, instead of telling yourself that today is going to be the most luckiest day for me, whenever the person wakes up, the next thing the person will do is just to sigh. You sigh, and you tell yourself, I don't know how today will be. If I go out now, how am I sure that I will make it? How am I sure that we'll make it? This one that is raining, this is a sign of bad luck. You are already bringing bad luck to yourself. If there is no diabolical powers against you, if there is no foundational hindrances against you, if there is no marine spirit after you, then you do not have any problem. You don't have any problem. It's just that you haven't learned how to use nature to help you out. You haven't learned it. And then you learn how to speak positively towards yourself. Speak positively towards yourself. The last thing I say every day before I leave my house for work, the last word I always say is, today is going to be finer than yesterday. That is the last word I always say. Today is going to be finer than yesterday. So no matter how bad it is in the office at the beginning, at the end, it must surely be the best day for me. No matter how bad it starts, at the end, it will surely be the best day for me. So you learn how to prophesy positively. You learn how to think positively, except for those who have that spiritual issues, because everything is not all about diabolical powers. So many of people do not know anything called diabolical powers because they haven't experienced it. So many people are just like the way that God created them. There is nobody after them. And their lineage is so clean. They don't have any issues in their family lineage. But maybe they are facing through just a hard time, difficulties, just a little difficulties. All they need is just a little helping hand. And that helping hand is realizing the area you find yourself, recognizing the area you find yourself. Yes, that is all you need to do. You make use of the natures around you. There are some times when I will, like, maybe I'm not sure of how the day will be or whatever. What I will do is to get a bowl of water. I will just get a bowl of water, go outside, and I will pray and I will speak to that water. And I will use the water to wash my face, to wash my hands, to wash my legs. The reason why I do this is because with that my face, I'm going to come in contact with a lot of people. With my hands, either I'm going to shake people, or I'm going to hug people, or I'm going to receive things. With my legs, it's going to carry me to wherever I want to go. So that I will walk into blessings. I will accept blessings, and blessings will recognize me and come to me. This is what I do. Sometimes I do it for my children. I know that they don't, for now, for now, they don't have any issues for now, but I know that I'm not going to be with them for the rest of their lives. So I need to arrange things for them. I need to make their way straight the much I can. Sometimes I bring them out and I perform this spiritual exercise for them to make them glow, both physically and spiritually, to make them glow. That is what it is. When you curtail negativity in your life, you will see how everything will be working out for you. You curtail negativity. No matter how difficult things are, even if you are facing a court case, for each morning you wake up to attend that court case, never you believe that you will be defeated, as long as you are innocent. Learn to open your mouth and say what you want. So many people do not know how to open their mouths. So many people do not know how to open their mouths to pray. A lot of people believe that they will say that prayer inside their heart. Yes, God is hearing what you are saying inside your heart. But I am advising people to learn how to say it openly. When you say it openly, both the spirits and the nature that will help you will hear it. If you don't say it openly, nature will not hear you. Nature doesn't know what you have in your mind. If you don't say it openly, that spirit that will help you will not hear it, doesn't know what you have in your mind. But when you say it openly, everything good will start aligning and start working for you. Stop bottling everything up. Stop bottling everything up. If you wake up in the morning and you have this negativity all around you, you have the negativity all around you, cancel it immediately. Cancel it immediately. You can even say, I cancel this atmosphere in the name of Jesus. The moment you say it, it is done. It is done. But so many of us will wake up, because I know that sometimes we wake up feeling depressed. Yes. You wake up feeling depressed because you don't know how the day will be for you due to your sufferings and everything you are passing through. You don't know how that day will be for you. But how the day will be for you will be determined by the first comment that comes out from your mouth. So many of us wake up with shouting. You wake up, the next thing you do is to shout. You use shout to wake everybody up. Who dropped this here? Who did this here? You have already started your day with that day, and that is how it's going to be for you. When you wake up, you learn how to speak good things to yourself. You learn how to invite good things to yourself, because you are still going to go out to meet people and to meet nature. So when you go out with positivity, you will only attract positivity. Positive doesn't attract negative, and negative doesn't attract positive. Positive attracts positive. Negative attracts negative. When you go out with positivity, you attract positivity. But when you go out with negativity, you attract negativity. And then the next thing, you start blaming people around you that they are the cause of everything. Meanwhile, you started it already. You started it already. So we need to learn how to use nature to solve our problems. If only you know how powerful nature is. If only you know how powerful nature is. When we see this nature, we call them ordinary things. If you have these spiritual eyes, if you are spiritually gifted, when nature comes to you, you will know that they are not just ordinary nature, that these are spirits. These are spirits that can help you out. But because some of us are not gifted this way, we don't call them anything. We don't even make use of them at all. They are just there for us to breathe in the air, for us to use the water to bathe, for us, because we are still working, we are working on the land, for us to use the fire to burn things, to wash, That is all that we know about nature. The nature you are looking at, the nature you see whenever you go out, these are spirits. You will only get to know better when your spiritual eyes are open. When you are spiritually awake, you will only get to know better. And it is not everybody that is gifted this way. You can be very prayerful, extremely prayerful, but you will still not know how nature works. You still not know how powerful nature is. It is not everybody that is gifted to be coming in contact with nature every now and then. There are few of us that comes in contact with nature. And you know how to make use of nature. And let me tell you, when you start making use of nature, you will notice how obedient nature is. You will notice how obedient nature is. Whatsoever you say, as long as you are on the right track, nature will carry it out. And that is why so many people accuse a lot of people of using diabolical powers. Meanwhile, these people are innocent. You think that they are using charms to control people around them. They are not. It is because they are acknowledging nature. They are acknowledging nature and using the power of nature to work. So we have to learn all these things. Okay? For those who are passing through injustice, like I mentioned earlier, I've said what you are going to do in case you are no longer comfortable with that injustice. Because I myself, I can never, ever be comfortable with any injustice. I can never be comfortable. Except when I want to perform that spiritual exercise, or when I want to say that prayer and I am asked not to do it, then I will relax. Because if God said that I should not do it, that means God wants to handle that problem by himself. But whereby he allowed me to make use of nature, that means he wants nature to fight for me. I don't believe in when things are not going well for me, and then I will just leave it like that. And who will solve the problem? And one thing with problem is if you don't solve it, it multiplies. It multiplies. Even if it's one problem, before you know it, it becomes 3. Before you know it, it becomes 10. So it is better to solve the problem at hand. Solve it immediately. Because as long as you're alive, problems are bound to come. They are bound to occur every now and then. You don't allow problems to pile up. You solve them. You solve them. I believe we have people all around us who are passing through injustice, who are suffering as a result of what their fellow human beings did to them. And they have nobody to speak for them, because the world we are living in, for people to speak for you, you must have a name. Your name must be ringing bell. Even if you don't have a name, you must be wealthy, you must have that money. Your money will speak for you. And whereby you don't have money, you don't have a name, nobody to speak for you, then call on nature. Let nature speak for you. Let nature work for you. That is all you need to do. Let nature work for you, and you hold your peace and see how everything will go. And there is something I just remembered now. Please, for those who are passing through injustice, and you decide to say your prayers using sand as a result of what somebody is doing to you, I want to tell you this. Be very careful when people will come to tell you what is happening. Be very careful when those people who are after you, those people who are behind what you are passing through, will want to meet with you one-on-one so that you have a dialogue. Be very careful. I will advise you not to engage in that dialogue. Never you utter a word. Never you say anything. If they like, let them talk for hours. Don't utter a word. Don't say anything. Whatsoever you say will determine if nature will still continue with that work. Yes, I'm telling you from experience. Whatsoever you say will determine if nature will still continue to work. And if they decide to offer you heaven and earth, be very careful. Be very careful. If things belonging to you were seized from you, taken away from you forcefully, and something starts happening, and they come to you to apologize, before you say a word, be very careful. Never you utter a word until everything belonging to you has been returned to you fully. Until you regain everything that was taken away from you. Otherwise, don't utter a word. Don't say anything. Silence is golden. That silence will help you. That your silence will keep on fighting for you. Be very careful. Because when you do this and it starts working, the next thing you will know is they will indirectly start coming to you. Indirectly start returning what belongs to you. Indirectly seeking for your apology. They will want to apologize to you. If you want to accept that apology, be very careful. Extremely careful. When nature is working, allow nature to work. Don't interrupt nature. Allow nature to work. Let nature work and complete that work. Let nature work and complete the work. So for someone whose life is in danger, maybe somebody is about to take away your life, somebody is after you, you are not guilty, you are innocent, but your life is at stake, and maybe you practice this, and then all of a sudden the person comes to apologize. I will even advise you, if possible, do not accept that apology. The moment you accept the apology, you have given the person the freedom. And when you give them that freedom, they will never repent. They will go to the highest place to harm you. But when you don't accept that apology, nature will keep on working in the life of that person. Nature will keep on handling the person. Nature will continue with the commands that you have given to it. Be very careful the way you accept apologies. So many people will claim to be more Christian than the others. We are asked to forgive and forget for someone who wants to bring you down. And then you quickly forgive. And before you know it, if care is not taken, the person will bring you down. When you are in your grave, how will you know what is happening? How will you know what is happening? The best thing is, if it's possible for you to avoid coming in contact with such people until nature is done, you do it. Until nature is done. Because what I know is that as nature starts working, they will know that they have offended somebody. But what they will do is to try and reach out to the person to see if they can have dialogue with you, so that that punishment will be lifted up from their shoulders. And I want you to check this. If you are in their shoes, if you are the one receiving that punishment, will they allow the punishment to be lifted up from your shoulder? Will they allow it? That is what you need to be checking. That is what you need to be checking. A lot of people want you to die in that punishment. They will not allow the punishment to be lifted up from your shoulder. So you have to be very careful. Stay away from them. Don't give them the chance to come closer to you. I know the reason why I am saying this. I know the reason why I am saying this. When you give them that chance, when you accept the apology, everything that nature has done will be reversed. It will no longer work. They will now be free. Now, how safe are you? How safe are you when they are free? So you have to be very careful. I know we are all human beings, but some people are more dangerous than the others. And you don't give all these dangerous people the chance to come into your life. It's either you avoid them totally or you keep them at where they are supposed to belong. So let's be very careful, okay? And this is all I want to teach us today, how to make use of sand to get back what belongs to you. How to make use of sand to help yourself out for those who are not having any spiritual issues, but you are still passing through difficulties in life. But you do not have any spiritual issue at all. And nobody is against you. It is just a minor, normal problem that you are passing through. You just need a little helping hand. All you need to do is to take a handful of sand, Use that sand to connect with the land where you are coming from, the land where you are born. Where you are living permanently may not be where you are born. So you are going to use that sand to connect to the land where you are born. And let the land where you are born and the land where you find yourself reason together to release your blessings for you. That is all you need to do. So I'm going to stop here. This is all I have for us tonight. But if you have any question, you go ahead and ask questions. I saw some questions, but they've gone up. So if you have any question, you can ask. Keep your questions coming. Keep your questions coming. I want to thank my gifters. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. God bless you for those who gifted me tonight. God bless you. Thank you. So keep your questions coming. We are all here to learn. We are all here to learn. I'm learning from you, and you are equally learning from me. The knowledge is not given to me for me to keep it to myself and use it for my family alone. It's given to me to share it with everybody, to those who care to learn. Okay, so that is what I'm doing. That is the much I can do. And I believe so many of us are gifted in so many ways. So we are all here to share our gifts. Okay? Martin, thank you so much. God bless you. Yes, sorry, I can't see your name properly. Don't mind my eyes. My eyes is too bad. Nancy, I'm going to download this video, and when I download it, I will post it on my page so that those who are joining us now will learn from it. Oh, going over the use of sand is like starting afresh again. Don't bother yourself. I'm going to download this video and I'll post it, okay? Okay, Onyi, the topic is mainly on injustice. A lot of people are passing through injustice for no fault of theirs. So I gave a teaching on how they can stop that injustice. That is the teaching I gave. But I'm going to download this video after this live stream. And then I will post it maybe by tomorrow so that those who are joining us late will learn from it. So keep your questions coming. Questions on spiritual issues. Because this, my page, is all about spirituality. That is my calling. I'm a spiritualist and I teach everything on spirituality, all that you need to know, all that I have learned so far from my guardian angel. That is the teaching I'm giving us. So keep your questions coming. But it doesn't mean that it's only questions on this topic that I just gave today. If you have any other question based on spiritual issues, you ask. Only don't worry. I know a lot of people are suffering this. A lot of people are passing through this. That is why I said I'm going to download it. If I download it tonight, I'm going to post it tomorrow so that you learn. You will hear everything I said so far and then you know how to handle it. Emmanuel, good evening. You are welcome. Please, how can I increase sales for online business? Esino, if you want to increase your sales for online business, Esino, you will have to. We need to look into your background first of all to make sure that nothing is holding you. Yes, to make sure that nothing is holding you. And then if nothing is holding you, then what you need to be using is spiritual products. You need spiritual products for cleansing. Yes, as you are using the spiritual products, you equally, those things that you are selling online, you will have to have at least one, each of them. You display them for each time that you are praying. You pray over those items, using them as a point of contact to reach the other items that you have. But you need spiritual cleansing, all right? I've made a video several times about this spiritual cleansing. So all you need to do is to go to my page and get the video and watch it and know how to do it. James, dreaming about eating meat in the dream is not okay. Eating meat in this dream is kind of spiritual poison. It's not going to react immediately. It's not going to react on your body immediately. It can take like months before it starts reacting. That is when you see people, whenever, every time you are suffering from malaria, every time you are suffering from typhoid fever, every time you are suffering from this, you are suffering from that, it's as a result of all this nonsense. So the only way to stop eating in the dream is through no other way but prayer. It's through prayer. Whenever you pray, you mention this to God. Mention it to God and ask your guardian angel to be guiding you. If your guardian angel is active, in your dreams, whenever you want to pray, that your guardian angel must surface. It can come in form of someone you love so much. Maybe either your mother or your father or your sibling or that your best friend, to stop you from eating. That is how our guardian angel works. So it is prayer that you need, okay? You have to start praying now. How do you help someone with a wandering spirit? I don't understand this question. What do you mean by wandering spirit? What do you mean by wandering? Is it? I don't get it. Just rephrase the question, please. Okay. You will be fine, Oni. You'll be fine. As long as you trust in God, you'll be fine. It's just a passing phase. And one day it will still pass over. Okay? Okay, whatever you put hands scatters. Oni. Anything you lay your hands on scatters. Okay. So we still have to check you spiritually. We still have to check you spiritually to know why everything you lay your hands on scatters, to know if someone is actually behind it to frustrate you. To know if someone is behind it to frustrate you. And to know if there is any spiritual hindrances in your life in the first place. So these are the things we need to check before we conclude on whatever it is. We don't just jump into conclusion. We go into searching, like spiritual investigation to find out what is actually wrong. Okay, so Onye, what you are going to do is I want you to send me a private message in my inbox. Go to my inbox. Give me your name in full. Your name, the way you write it, in Paperworks. Give me your name in full. Give me your hometown, where you are coming from. Your father's land, not the place where you are married into. Just let me chip this thing in. Married women, whenever we want to handle the cases of married women, we don't use their husband's name. Yes, I know you are married and you have changed your name. What we use is your father's name, because that is who you are and that is where you are coming from. Whatever spiritual exercise we are performing for a married woman, we refer back to where you are coming from, to your father's house. We pick up that surname from your father's house, and then your name and the land, and then we know what we are doing. We don't always use the husband's name, except, on few occasions. Okay, so keep your questions coming. I'm still waiting. Keep your questions coming. Keep your questions coming. If you have any question on these spiritual issues so far, whatever you are passing through in life, as long as it has to do with spiritual issues, ask your questions. Then please, I want to talk to some of us. A lot of people are actually misusing this opportunity, which I don't find funny any longer. A lot of people will come into my inbox, and instead of going straight to the point, they will want me to be chatting with them. I don't like that. If I want to chat with anybody, I have people I chat with. Even if I want to chat with you, of course, I will have your number and you will have my number. And then we chat through WhatsApp. But for someone to come into my inbox, and instead of going straight to the point to tell me what you want to tell me, you start by chatting me up. I don't like it. If I see such messages, I delete them. And if it keeps coming, I block those people. Okay? I mean, this page is not for games. If we want to play, we can see one-on-one and then we play. But whatever I do here is to help people out, not to chat and ask me how my family is and how my children are and well, what I'm doing at the moment. Please, I don't like it. How can I get deliverance for someone who is well educated but cannot help himself nor self-control? Cannot help himself. Is it to get a job or to find something doing or what? And you talked about self-control. I don't get it. Deliverance for the person cannot help himself, or I don't know. Is it to control himself, to have a self-control, or cannot help himself in terms of cannot get a job or cannot get a business? Because if it's something about self-control, it is something that the person needs to work on. Self-control doesn't need any deliverance. It is someone's attitude. The person needs to work on his or her attitude. If you don't work on your attitude when it comes to self-control, then karma will help you work on it. Yes, repercussion will help you work on it. And it's not a good experience at all. It's not a good experience. So for self-control, the person needs to work on himself or herself. I naturally am short-tempered. In my family, it runs in our blood. Each and every one of us, we are all short-tempered. And we got it from my father. His own is even the worst. But then my own decided to change, or I decided to change myself from the very first day I got married. I got married to a very quiet man. A very quiet man. And I find it embarrassing when that my temper rises and he starts calming me down. I find it embarrassing. So I decided to learn from him. For each time that temper wants to rise, he will bring me down. And then I discovered that it embarrasses him. So I decided to learn from him. And ever since then, it has molded me. It has changed me completely. My husband changed me thoroughly without him knowing it. Up till now, my siblings are sometimes shocked at the way I behave. The things that will make me jump up, whenever I look at those things, I will just keep quiet. I got it from my husband. So self-control is something someone will have to work on himself or herself. If you don't work on yourself, it is going to land you into a big problem that you will not like. Patty, will I get a job? How will I know? You need to apply for a job first of all. And then you pray over the job. If you apply for a job, if you have been applying for a job and you are not getting, then I will advise you to apply for a job and then you contact me and I'll tell you what to do. It's not all about will I get this. I'm not a seer. I don't see the future. I only see what God wants me to see. Whatever he wants me to see, he will show me. So if I ask God this question, will Patty get a job? If he gives me the answer, I will give you. If he doesn't give me, I will not give you. Because I won't forge something that I'm not sure of, just for it to look like I have the answer. Okay, I'm not a seer. I'm just a spiritualist. Okay, Oni, don't worry. After the live stream, I'm going to check, all right? No problem. Nancy, an elderly woman lied that you are a witch. Nancy, just overlook that. As long as it's not jeopardizing anything that concerns you, as long as it's not preventing you from, moving forward in life, as long as it's not preventing anything good coming your way, overlook them. If I tell you what people have said about me, that means if I keep on listening to people, I'm not sure I will be alive by now. They've called me names. Name it, whatever you can think of. Right now, the one that is trending now is that I'm a native doctor, that I'm diabolical, that I'm using charm. Some even say that I have charmed my husband. Some say that I have caged everybody around me. They say all kinds of things. But all those things they're saying about me is actually giving me the energy to continue with whatever I'm doing. It's giving me the strength. Whenever I hear all those things they said about me, it makes me happy. It makes me happy. When I haven't answered my call, whenever I hear what people say about me, I'll run inside the room. I'll start thinking about the next thing. I'll start crying. I'll start explaining myself to people. People who doesn't want to hear or doesn't want to know. But right now, I'm looking out to hear those things, those negative stories about me. That is what I want to hear. Whenever I hear them, I get more joy in me. I get more strength and more energy. I become more powerful. Okay, so overlook what that elderly woman is saying. If you know that you are not a witch, if you know that you are innocent, overlook it. It's just blabbing. Overlook it and move ahead. Yes, oh yeah, I will. Not now. Not now. After this live stream, okay? After this live stream, then I'll go into my inbox. Then Onyi says, she said that you are stealing his destiny and wants to sacrifice his son. Now, this is an allegation. This is an allegation. I will want you to approach that woman and make her repeat those statements again. Nancy, I want you to approach the woman, make her repeat those words. Let it not be hearsay. Make her say those words. Or if it's a man, make him say those words before you. If you hear that word coming from his mouth or her mouth again this time around, then you have to go into using nature. Let nature fight for you, because this is now an allegation that can tarnish your image. This is now an allegation. So I want you to approach that person and make the person repeat that statement before you again. Once the person repeats it, that means the person is very sure of what he or she is saying. And you are equally sure that you are innocent. That is when you will practice this and let nature fight for you. Don't try using diabolical powers. Sandy, you are welcome. Thank you. So keep your questions coming. Exactly. Exactly. Keep your questions coming. Okay, fine. Since it's what she's saying behind your back, overlook it. Don't bother yourself. Don't ask her. Overlook it. If she cannot come before you to say it, overlook it. If she decides to prove a point to people that you actually did it, let her prove the point. Okay, let her prove the point, and then you do what I asked you to do. But for now, overlook it. It's nothing. Sandy, okay, what can I do to keep negative energy from my home? Sandy, you will use incense. From time to time, you light incense. Take it round your house. You take it round your house. Incense drives away all these negative energies and evil spirits. Because it is through evil spirits that negative energies always come into our homes. From time to time, you light incense and take it round your house, both in and out. And then you make sure you are prayerful. Okay? Be praying. But incense does that work. Whenever I perform spiritual exercise for anybody, that is how I remove every negative energy from my house. I will take the incense round the whole house, both inside and outside. Okay, Nancy, you are welcome. Okay, user 39692. I've been abroad for years. Nothing is going okay for me. I heard people say, I must will. You must will. What's the meaning of that? What's the meaning of you must will? User 39692. I don't understand the meaning of you must will. Is it giving out your will or what? Rephrase the question, okay? Rephrase the question. Let me hear what people say you need to do. Okay? That you will come back home empty-handed. Is that okay? User 396929. You said that people said that you will come back home empty-handed. The people that told you this, are they the reason why you are not succeeding in life? Who are these people? Are they your siblings? Are they your siblings? Is it a finding that, is it something they discovered? I want to get into this issue properly, okay? People say that you come back home empty-handed. Who are these people? Are they your friends? Are they your family? Who gave them that information? Where did they get the information from? This is how we are going to start. Who are these people? Okay, because sometimes it can be, these people can be the ones behind what you are passing through. But if these people are innocent, that they are not the ones behind what you are passing through, then we will have to check your family background. All right? Sandy, you are welcome. Okay, Onyi, there is nothing you can do concerning this. This is life for you. This is life for you. And I will not ask you to stop doing good, but the only thing I can tell you is to watch yourself closely. Mind how you relate with people. Mind how you relate with people. If you want to help, help out of your own heart. Don't listen to what anybody says, because surely they must talk. They must talk. That is a must. Humans are insatiable. You can never satisfy them. But if you feel like not helping any longer, it's up to you, so that you have your peace. But there is nothing you can make to stop them from talking. These are the things we pass through every now and then, and let them talk. That is what I do. As you are talking, I'm pushing all those talks behind me. It doesn't concern me. Okay? Ozome, thank you. Good evening. You are welcome. Yes, you actually missed Ozome, but I'm going to download the video after this live stream. And then I'll post it so that those of you who joined us late will watch the video and learn what to do, because we talked about how to solve your problems when you are passing through injustice. That is what we talked about tonight. So user 396929, they said that you will come back home empty-handed. I asked you this question. Who are those people? Do you know them? Do you know those people who said that you will come back home empty-handed? If those people are not responsible for what you're passing through, your inability to succeed outside the country, if they are not the ones responsible for it, then your problem is actually coming from home. Yes, your problem is actually coming from home. If those people who told you this are not the ones responsible for it, your problem is actually coming from your father's land. So this is what we will have to go into. So I will want you to go to my inbox, okay? And tell me what those people say. If you know those people, tell me. Give me your name in full. Give me your hometown, where you are coming from. Let me pray with your name and see if God will give me answers concerning you. If these people are not the ones responsible for it, what is happening to you is from your father's land. So give me your name in full. Give me your hometown, okay? I need to pray with it. I know people who are behind it, but I don't know them. Your answer is not correct. You know people who are behind it, but you don't know them. It's not correct. I'm not saying did you mean to say you know people who are behind it, but you don't want to mention them? Is that what you mean? Fine, if you don't want to mention them, no problem. If you know them, but you don't want to mention them, no problem. But I want you to give me your name in full and give me your hometown. That is all I need to know. Okay, not here, because it's still going to go out from here and I won't remember. Write it down in my inbox. Send it as a message into my inbox. That is how I will not forget, okay? Because writing it down here, I will definitely forget. Write it, go to my inbox and send it there. Okay, so more questions. more questions before I close the live stream. Keep your questions coming. We still have 7 minutes more. Keep your questions coming. Oh, who is writing this? My name is Ade from network issue. I am having a network issue. I'm having a network issue. My network is fluctuating. It's going on and off, on and off. Okay, we still have 6 minutes more. The network is misbehaving. We still have 6 minutes more. Keep your questions coming. Keep your questions coming. Yeah, it's really bad. The network is bad. In 6 minutes' time, I'm going to end the live stream. The network is actually misbehaving. It's no longer good. Okay. How to handle the fact that you have a parent who usually oversharing information about his child. Okay, I don't know why some parents are like this. And sharing your child's information to everybody is one of the dangerous steps that they can take. It's just like handing your child over to the hands of the devil. That is what parents do without knowing it. You give out every information about your child to people. So please, Vicky, if you are the one that your parents are giving out your information to people, or your parents are giving out information about your child to people, all you need is protection. Because you cannot kill your parents. No matter how you talk to them to stop, they will not stop. So what you are going to do is to protect yourself from the eyes of the evil one. You pray. That is all you need to do. You pray as much as you can. Whenever you pray, you direct your prayers to north, south, east, and west, to blindfold every eye that will want to monitor you. Because there is nothing you can do to stop your parents. They are your parents. You can't do anything to them. But then they are putting your life, your future in danger without knowing it. So what you are going to do now is to protect yourself. That is what you have to do. Protect yourself, protect your future, protect your blessings, protect your crown. Protect your crown. So these things, this what you have to do now is you have to be very prayerful. You have to be very prayerful. And if you know those people that your parents give out information to, whenever you come in contact with those people, please avoid shaking hands with them. Don't even hug them. Don't shake hands with them. Avoid them touching your head. Whatever they offer you, please do not accept. A lot of people will offer you help in monetary aspect of it. They will give you money just to appreciate you for being a good child to your parents. They've heard a lot about you. You are a wonderful child. You are this, you are that. I don't have anything to give you. Let me offer you. Whatever they offer you, do not accept it. Most of the time, it is not coming from their inner hearts. Most of the time, whenever you accept such offers, they will return you back to square zero. That is what it is. You will no longer see help. You will no longer get help from people. You will no longer get anything from people. As they give to you and you accept, it's just like they have removed every blessing from your hand completely. That is the only way you can help yourself out. That is the only way. It will be so difficult for them to block your progress without them coming in contact with you. It will be so difficult for them to do that, to block your progress without them coming in contact with you. They will want to come in contact with you one-on-one. Either to tell you that your parents have told them so much about you, they will want to shake hands with you. Let it be that you are, if they want, let them say that you are scared. Yes. Tell them that you don't like shaking hands. Don't shake hands. if you know those people. Don't shake hands. Don't hug. Don't allow them to touch you anywhere. Stay at a distance. Give them space. When you do this, they will find it so difficult hurting you. See, all these diabolical powers that people use, they must come in contact with you for that powers to work. Most of the time. Most of the time. Or if they have your pictures, that is how they can now conjure and call up your spirit through your picture and then harm you, whichever way they want to harm you. So please, if it's possible for you to hide your pictures, you hide it. Hide everything that belongs to you. Don't come in contact with them. This is what you need to do. Okay, Vicky. Yes, I'm going to do a teaching concerning this. I'm going to do a teaching concerning this. No problem. But it's not going to be tonight. Okay? I'll choose another night to do that teaching. My network is actually misbehaving. It's fluctuating. You are welcome. Thank you so much. So I think I'm going to end this live stream. I'm having a very bad network. I will end the live stream. Okay, so I'm going to come up live again. If I don't come up live on a Thursday night, I'm going to come up live on a Friday night. Okay? The network is actually bad. Let me end it now. And I want to thank all of you. Everybody who has joined us so far. Thank you so much and God bless you. To all my gifters, thank you so much and God bless you. Wintime, what did you ask? Did you ask any question? I'm just seeing your name for the first time. Okay, Jam, thank you. It's like you are joining us late, but it doesn't matter. I'm still going to upload the video so that you watch. Okay? So, Wintime, you can ask that question. Ask it again because I didn't see any question. They go up so fast. They go up so fast. I want to end the live stream now. I'm waiting for you to ask your question. The network is actually bad. It's so bad. How to handle allegations? How serious are those allegations? Are they just gossip? If they are gossips, you just overlook it. You don't even engage yourself in such things. But if those allegations are very strong that you are called to come and prove your innocency, that is the reason why I made this video. It's an injustice. If the allegations is so strong and you have been called to come and prove your innocency on something you know nothing of, as long as you know that you are innocent, you are not guilty in any way of that allegation. So you have to hold on. When I upload this video, you watch it. But if it's just an ordinary gossip, you overlook it. We don't entertain all these things every now and then. If you keep on entertaining gossips, that means you will have nothing doing. If it's gossip, overlook it. Let the world gossip. People will surely talk. Let them talk. But if the allegation is so strong, it's tarnishing your image. You are called, you are questioned to come and prove your innocency. As long as you are innocent, if you are called to come and prove your innocency, I will advise you to go, because if you back out, that means somehow you are guilty. Go and say your own version of the story, and then I will upload this video, and this is what you are going to do against those who have leveled that allegation against you. This video is actually the reason why this allegation issue, the injustice, is the reason why I brought up this topic. So I said something, I gave a teaching about how to handle such things. It's not something I'm going to start saying all over again. So I'm going to upload this video and you watch it. Since you are called for a meeting, attend that meeting. Say your own version of the story. If they do not believe it, then there is nothing else to prove. There is no other point for you to prove. You have to go into this spiritual exercise and let nature fight for you as long as you are innocent. Do you get it now? Okay, thank you. You're welcome. So I'm going to end this live stream now, and I'm thanking everybody so far. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. For those who ask questions, thank you so much. God bless you, and may He give you the answers that you seek. For my gifters, God bless you abundantly and replenish your pockets. For each and every one of us so far here present, I want to thank you all, and I say may God bless us tonight and make this night peaceful for us and wake us all up tomorrow morning. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Wintertime, thank you. God bless you so much for this gift. Thank you so much. So I'm going to see us all to Thursday night. If I don't see us Thursday night, it's going to be Friday morning. Okay? Whereby you are not, I've closed for the right, and somebody is writing a question again. You are not called to questioning, but only talking, and you don't even know what is going on. Overlook it. Since nobody is calling you to question you, overlook it. It's just a gossip. It's a mere gossip. Let them talk. If you are innocent, just avoid them. Overlook them. Let people talk. That talking will not last for a year. It can only last for highest a month. And everything will die down. Overlook it until they call you to come to question you for you to prove your innocence. That is when you act. Okay? So I've ended this live stream. Please, thank you so much for joining us. May God bless each and every one of us tonight. I'm going to come up live again Thursday night. But if I don't come up live on Thursday night, it's going to be Friday night. Thank you all so much for joining us, and good night. God bless you all.